Bird up, all you lovely kings, queens, and in-betweens in the flock. How the hell are we doing? The doctor is in. So, those of y'all that are already in the community, you've probably noticed a little funny. The Discord, you may have seen that my name has changed color. So, as of just the other day, I am now working along with the wiki team, and my game crashed. Fantastic. Working as Ascended. We're off to a fantastic start today. But yeah, no, I'm actually working on the wiki team now, and we're trying to make sure that we could get a Wikipedia page squared away for the game, and ultimately, just make all of the information and changes that are, just basically take all of the info that y'all are gonna need to hit the ground running, and make sure that it's in a very concise, digestible format. So, want to make sure that y'all are able to, peep that. I don't know if I'm allowed to link that stuff yet, because it is still very much so a work in progress. So as far as I'm aware, for now, it's just internal, so we can get it up and running off the ground. My 20 plus years of playing both games has actually paid dividends quite nicely, because I'm actually able to identify all of the all of these models. Like this dude here is one of the they have a different name, but they're one of the very cool from Northrend, specifically the drowned ones that serve Helya in WoW. So Moss Giants are these fellas, whereas Hill Giants are standard very cool. As you can probably tell, we logged in. I was in the middle of some morning lads, morning. Well, afternoon technically. It is 13:30. I've been working on more Slayer, mostly on account of I need GP, man. I am living a broke boy life. 20k is not a cash stack. So today I'm feeling probably going to bang out more Slayer, because that was actually one of the things on the wiki I was working on, was making sure that we got all of these monsters here on the Slayer list updated for the wiki. So I was hoping the lads get that squared away. So all of these are live on the wiki for now. I also did put in some recommendations on potentially different models that could be used. Because admittedly there are some models like the Wall Beast. Admittedly, there's not really something like this in World of Warcraft, so I get it. However, Cockatrice, we might be able to finesse something in lieu of that, of what we have for now. Kurask is unique. We don't really have anything like this in World of Warcraft. Same thing kind of goes for the Necrails. We don't really have something like that. We do actually, I gotta give them props. The model that we're using in-game for the Abyssal Demons right now is actually, for those of y'all that have raided in World of Warcraft, specifically Ankiraj 20-man, we're actually using the Buru the Gorger, which is one of the big-ass raid bosses in AQ20. Specifically the version of him before you crack his shell open and his brain is exposed. We're using the perfect shelled one for the Abyssals. Necrails, we're using Felguard Brutes, which are a Burning Crusade mob, blue-skinned Felguards. Gargoyles are a 1-for-1, because we have gargoyles in WoW. Aberrant Spectres, these lads are the big-ass slime giants from Maldraxxus. Turoth, Turoth was one of the ones that I didn't care for. I think the lads are... I'm hoping that it is just a placeholder, but I think it's a gorilla, if I'm not mistaken. Like, just a big black gorilla. I question that one, but maybe down the line. We do have some very talented lads that work on doing model work and such. maybe down the line we'll start to see like the flesh eldritch horrors that are the Turoths, you know? Bloodvelds I'm not too mad about. These lads are using the Gluth model, the big-ass undead dog from Naxxramas. So, you know, there's some of the things are fairly solid. One for ones, and then some of them are, I question. I question them a little. As always, any and all queries that y'all have, I am more than happy to answer them, provided I am at liberty to do so. And anything that y'all want to see in particular, if it is within my power to do so, within my combat level, you know, I play within my means, I am always more than happy to go ahead and get that squared. Look, I honestly, I cannot overstate the amount of passion that the other team members, all of us collectively, we want to see this come in full swing, right? I mean, Keynets, as I've said, you know, several times on prior streams, Keynets is a fucking mad lad. Love that dude. Like, he has as much, if not more, drive than some of my old Jarhead buddies from when I was active duty. Brother goes hard. And the thing is, you know, I don't know if he'll get mad at me for divulging this or not, because it's not really like a detailed thing, but Keys also has a full-time job, right? So when I'm telling y'all that this man wakes up at like between 09 and 1100 hours Eastern Standard for me, and I see him online, right? And he is, you know, pumping work. He is going in and just putting out, you know, like, I want to say what is currently being worked on when last he and I spoke, but I don't think I can. I'll allude to it, is what I'll do. There is a region that utilizes fairy rings to travel to and from in order to get there. That's all I'll say. If y'all figure it out, sweet. But that was one of the things that he and I were working on most recently. And so I'm actually trying to make sure that we get the correct character models in for the NPCs that are in that region. It looks great so far. Again, it's still very work in progress and a little bare bones in spots, but you can see where the map work is going in. And I have watched Keys. That's one of the other things too, is there, y'all, if you guys get into the pre-alpha here, sometimes Keys will actually be in the voice chat for the pre-alpha channels, and he'll actually be screen sharing him working in real time. He might not always, you know, open mic and talk with all of us, but he, you know, what he'll do is he'll just say stuff like in-game, right? Like he'll type out, he'll be like, you know, he'll say stuff in-game like this, right? So you could see it while he's actively working. And you can watch the man build in real time, and it's kind of surreal. I don't know if I think I may have told y'all this in like one of my earlier streams, but my husband and I got in for this phase of the alpha, and my husband actually managed to fall into the River Lum just north here of this bridge. So basically between the chicken farm and the bridge, he managed to actually fall into the water. And those of y'all that are very intimately familiar with how RuneScape works, the citizens of Gillinort, they didn't know how to swim. So, you know, it was kind of funny. And so at the time, Keys was working on the Lava Maze dungeon on that day. And I poked him, because I said again, this was one of those days I was watching him in real time build, and I said in the voice chat, I was like, hey Keys, my husband fell in the water, he's currently in the River Lum. And I kid you not, Keys just went, in-game, he just types out, what? And then immediately, he goes, what's the name? And I was like, it's Kaiju. He did his GM command, he teleported to my husband, and he just sat there looking at my husband swimming around in the river Lum, and it's just like, alright, hold on. He summoned him, teleported him out of the water, and he goes, okay, do it again. Show me where. And so my husband showed him exactly where he was able to jump over and through one of the invisible barriers that prevents us from being able to go into the water. And then in real time, he summoned my husband out of the water again. He says, alright, one sec. He then just kind of like slid no-clip style into the ground, and he patched up the hole that was there, and then he goes, okay, try it again. Like, again, you can see the man work in real time. It's really cool. And frankly, it's, I don't really know if it's the right word, but it's kind of like a nice, intimate experience in a sense of, like, you are actively partaking in helping this project come to reality and come to a full release. And it just feels really good to be able to do that. And like I've said probably countless times here, I am incredibly honored to have, the privilege to be able to help where I can, how I can. And, I've been doing a lot of bug testing. I've been, working on content here to try and, promote the project. And also I'm always answering questions and stuff like that here in chat, as well as on the Discord. I'm in like damn near every thread on the Discord, man. So if people have questions, I'm more than happy to answer them. And if I can't answer them myself, then I'm very quick to point the person to whoever on staff can get them squared away as needed. I'm also laughing because all of my streams on this have been copyright claimed, which I'm not at all surprised by. I honestly didn't expect any of this to be monetized anyway, truth be told. Because if I did this on Twitch, then technically I could monetize it, but it's whatever. I don't have a Patreon or none of that noise anyways. I'm too old school. Yeah, no, YouTube overlords. You want to know what the joke was, right? So this is the really weird part. So those of you that have tuned in for the past several days worth of streams, I had I have a playlist of just like lo-fi remixes of various, tracks from Old School RuneScape. And apparently there's like I think it's like a 20-second snippet of one of those tracks that is apparently what is causing my streams to be copyright claimed, which is really jokes to me. And yet YouTube's algorithm, AI, whatever the fuck it is recognizing this as being RuneScape. Like, it actually says the game is RuneScape 2001. It's hilarious to me. I'm like, it's definitely, you're partly right. A little bit off the mark, but A for effort type beat, I guess. Also, yes, I am currently just stabbing the ever-living hell out of things here. Also, I forgot to say, greetings to the lads on here. There we go. Always gotta let the lads know the doctor is in. I have so many more moss giants that need to be slain, man. Now, once I run out of cake here... Hey, Fritz, how's it going, lad? Welcome back, welcome back. So how goes the OSAT run? Where are you at on your mining on that? So if you see the lads talking at 2400, these server messages, you'll catch, it's kind of a brainlet moment that we all have. I don't know what exactly is being reloaded, but you're gonna see everyone post whatever the server message states. Only 59, taking your time with it so you don't burn out. You know what? That's understandable, lad. I, for one, I don't mind mining, but like if I'm exclusively mining, it's kind of it's soothing for a time, but then it kind of gets mind-numbing, you know? So I gotta, like, break it up, you know, go do some smithing or whatever have you, get back to the mines. Yeah, no, look, I did fix, so, actually, hold fast, Adam, I'll show you something. Alright. So if you notice, I'm currently in the Varric sewers, and in my earlier streams, the ground here was green. I'll actually show you guys the setting. This was something that we discovered this past weekend. So if you have that issue where, like, for instance, if you get to Tutorial Island, and when you go down the trapdoor to go learn to do mining and smithing on Tutorial Island, this is actually what was causing it. See this setting right here? Specular lighting. Watch this. I'm going to turn it on, okay? And then that setting is what caused me to have the green screen effect on the ground. Now, of course, it's... Wow, I love... As usual, the game is not wanting to show it. Probably if I restart. Every time, man. It happens every time, I swear. Every time I want to show y'all something. But that was the setting. As soon as I disabled that setting, it got rid of the green screen effect on the ground. It was just wild to me that that was what was causing it. Oh, I believe you 100%. We actually have, there is one lad that is, let me see if he's on right now. He is not currently online, but there's one of the lads here. His name is Atlas in-game. And he currently has the highest smithing and mining in the game. At the, well, here on the alpha, right? He has the ability to make adamant gear. So he is up in this range. Like, he's in this, the 60s, you know, 60s, low 70s range. Because he was selling adamant axes, which currently is the highest obtainable for us right now, until folks get, you know, to where we can kill Calphite Queen and so forth, because she does have that on her loot table. But, yeah, no, it's... We do have some lads that have been not quite one skill at a time by any means, but we do have some folks that are definitely dedicated to their craft. There's another lad who is also not currently online, but their name is Jarts G Corner, I believe? I'm probably butchering it. We just call him Jarts for short, because his name's kind of silly. Just like, I mean, my name's silly and long too, so just Doc, I respond to that just all the same. But he is currently our highest fletcher. He's been going ham on fletching, and we're trying to get to the point where I think he can make maple short bows. Hey, there we go. Combat level 49, 51 strength. Let's go. Big. Yeah, he should be able to make MSBs right now. We're waiting to see how long it's going to take before we can get the lad to make magic short bows. All of the ranged mains on have been feeding this man logs. You'll be locking yourself in a cage. Well, don't be doing that. That's not healthy. Alrighty. Got a dip set, get more food. So run past all these spooters. You'll have a you'll have a you know, I know exactly what you're talking about with that too, eh? Those it's like the little upside down water bottle that has like the little ball bearing at the end of a straw, and you just kind of sit there and tongue punch the ball bearing, and the water, yeah, you get like a trickle of water. That's fucked up, man, because I know exactly what you're talking about. Oh lord. Nah. I like I said, even in the gen chat on the server, I am ecstatic to see how quickly things are coming along, and the more progress that I'm seeing get done here means the sooner I'm going to be seeing all of you guys on here as well, once we get ready to ship for open alpha. I can't give like exacts because only Keynets himself knows exactly the game plan as far as that's concerned. So I can only give rough ideas based off of kind of what I personally am observing. But realistically speaking, I would go so far as to say fantastic. Yeah, Keeks, hold fast. I'll actually look to see what your status is. Give me just a second here. Let me have a look-see. Alt-tabbed over to the server real quick. Let me see. Divide. I see Divide boosted the server. Hoorah. Let's go. If I remember correctly, isn't your name like just Keegs? In the Discord? Oh, yeah, no. Alright. So, you currently... I see you boosted the server, and you still have the green roll for now. So that tells me, did you do the app? How old is the project? So, writing keys A, welcome, and B, the project itself is about a year old right now. It really picked up, so everything's picked up as of March of this year. That's when, you know, basically it was in... essentially, as of March of this year, it turned into like a dev haven, if that makes sense. To elaborate, basically during that time frame, it was exclusively devs and staff that were in around March, and then approximately, I want to say this summer, I believe it was August, was when the staff opened things up to not so much the public, but that's when the closed invite-only alpha test phases really kicked into high gear. Because at that point, that was when all of the free-to-play world was pretty much completed, right? There was still some things that were being worked on and constructed and so forth, but like basically all of Misthalen and all of this region here, Alcarid and so forth, like all of this was basically constructed. The wilderness was still sort of work in progress in several spots. And so the most recent test phase prior to this one that I'm streaming for y'all was effectively to test PvP. So everybody had, I think they cranked it up to like 25 times XP rates or something nutty. I think it cranked up to 2500. So essentially you would smack something like one time and gain a whole ass combat level. But basically everybody during that phase had 99 to all of your combat stats, and you were able to just go out into the wilderness and have a slugfest. And people were getting, you know, people that were doing magic testing were getting full mystic, which currently is Bis. You had melee users in full rune, but with a dragon med, dragon sim, or DDS, you know, so you had that going on. Gmaul is also in the game, because we do have gargoyles. So you can, in fact, get a granite maul. I've not yet seen anyone lucky to have it yet, so I actually don't know what it looks like in the game, but we do have gargoyles. we do have gargoyles at 75 Slayer, and they do in fact drop it, just like the absolute best melee weapon in the game is in fact the Abyssal Whip, and it does drop off of the Abbey Demons as it should. Is there a reason they don't have a website? So for now, right now, all work is pretty much being focused on the game itself, right? I recently, as I said earlier in stream, I recently actually got picked up to work with the Wikipedia team. So myself and several other mad lads, we are working together and getting a wiki page up off the ground. So that way y'all are going to have all the information that you need at a clean and concise spot. And the wiki is going to be, you know, much like the Old School RuneScape wiki itself. We want to have all the same information, but World of RuneScape edition, if that makes sense, right? Myself and the 2 other lads have been really putting in a lot of work, and we actually finished up all of the monsters that are available here in Slayer at the current step of the game. All of these have been added to the wiki, all pertinent information, so we're getting all of their loot table, drop rates, etc. kicked in, and because some things might be tweaked as they are comparative to Old School itself. So we need to get the drop tables fixed up, but I grabbed up all of the screenshot of the models, you know, that are in game, so that way you can see all of that stuff. Again, I don't quite know if I can give y'all the link to the wiki, because again, it's very much so work in progress. So it's, insofar as I'm aware, it is not publicly accessible for now. However, the new areas, there are new areas that are being worked on right now. So y'all saw that I was able to go out all into here. I was able to go down to the Legends Guild. I was able to go check out Witch Haven, and Ardun is in the game, but it's very much so not even close to being complete. Like, it's built, right? The areas are constructed, but they're not populated. There's no NPCs laid, so realistically there's nothing going on down there just quite yet. Right now, and like I said, there are other areas that are being constructed. I'm not at liberty to tell you specifically, but I was working with Keys. He teleported me. He used his GM commands and that to teleport me there, and we were you know, banding together to get stuff squared away, so that way we can get that up and running for y'all. So there are other areas that are currently being worked on. It's just things aren't quite ready yet. So for now, much of the areas... Oh damn, I can hit 9s with the dagger. Let's see it. Sweet. Just had to test right quick. I really still wish that we had these in Old School, man. Could we please, Jagex, give us these so we can test what our max hit is? Genuinely, this would be such a revolutionary thing. So yeah, Keys. Once you can in your player-owned house. Oh, okay, that's dope. So once you've gotten your app, yeah, have you submitted your application? So the app's going to ask you for what your Discord name is, right? Which for you is the 0.7x. 9 days ago, but you redid it? Okay. Yeah, so the 0.7x, that being your Discord name, and then you need to also put your Ascension name, the name that you have on your Ascension account. And the reason why is what we end up doing is once you've been, your app's been approved to get the alpha role, which ultimately everyone's going to have the alpha role. All of you that are in the server currently, which again, for those of y'all that are newer here, links are down below in the information under the stream. The first link is the official World of RuneScape Discord itself. That is your most important thing. The second link is my husband and I's Cosmic Flock community. If you want to kick it, hang, shoot the shit, game, be part of that community as well, by all means. But most importantly, the World of RuneScape itself. That first link, you click that, you go in, you sign up, make sure you do the application, get all the pertinent information submitted, and you're going to have a name change. So instead of having a white name, you're going to have a green name, which means you are here before release. And it's going to show like a little, your badge, your chat badge is an old school bond. And then when you have submitted your application and you get approved, your name's going to change into a magenta color. And that magenta color is going to denote that you're accepted into the alpha, and your badge is going to change to a dragon medium helm. So you're going to get a dragon med helm icon. Then there's a, I want to help app, right? Which is what I did. My husband and I did as well. And that one says I would like to get into the pre-alpha, which is the, what y'all are seeing currently. And this basically is I want to play and test the game, make sure things are operational. One of the things that I personally encourage people that are trying to get in on this, right? Make sure that you come in with the right state of mind of, it's not just a joyride. Don't get it twisted. We want y'all to joyride, because that's actually the purpose of this playtest, is we want y'all to be able to, play the game as you normally would. Go through, do the quests, because in prior testing phases, we had the, experience rates not one-to-one like they are currently. They were boosted, so that meant that people were doing basically not quite optimal for one times. You were doing things that you probably normally wouldn't do to train your stats, to combat train or to skill train. And so this playtest, we're encouraging folks to basically play through the game as you normally would, because it's going to help us catch bugs that we would have missed otherwise. And that's very, very important for getting, all of those bugs quashed so we can push out to the open beta phase. That's our current goal right now. So realistically, if you come in on this pre-alpha, just kind of have that in mind. And if, you ever see in chat here, in the global chat of, hey, especially if Keynets himself is the one that says it, or any of the other lads that are on staff, and they're like, hey, we're about to do a boss fight test, or hey, we're about to check, if this particular action or skill or whatever is working, jump on it. If your character is kitted out to be able to help out with that, jump on that. Because the more people we have testing things, we get a better set of data, and then we can, help isolate and really, kill all those bugs before we ship this to the next stage. There's only a place for the Discord name on the app, not Ascension. Huh. So, interestingly on that one, Keegs, okay, so that is to get the regular alpha, right? Remember how I said there's a second application that should be, if you look in the server, there should be a channel under information for resources. And that is the one that you want. Also, let me see here. Let me check the pinned messages. Okay, so if you have the Alpha Adventurer role, there is a pinned message from Keynets dated back on the 25th of last month. And that one is going to get you into this right here. And as he says right now, this wipe is 1x rate with a focus on watching the economy grow, as well as training spots and locations based on a healthy player base. There's roughly about 400 folks with plans to invite another 400. So we're looking at roughly like 800 total people that are invited to this stage of the testing. And Keynets himself is the one that will have the most info on things. So yeah. At Writing Keys, DevWise, you guys looking for anything? Been doing this professionally for the last 6 years and also currently employed in one of the biggest games ever made. Sweet, not going to ask you to divulge what that game may or may not be. However, that is not up to me I am not Big Boss Man. That is actually something you'll have to reach out to Keynets himself in the Discord. So if you are already in the community at large, then by all means, shoot Keynets a DM. But bear in mind, he is a busy lad. He, is actively working. He stole your name. That's another thing you'll have to take up with him, lad. I cannot speak on his behalf, but definitely it is worthwhile to shoot him a message, kind of, showcase to him what, what your background is, eh? Yes. So, you, Keegs, the post that I'm referring to is in the Alpha Adventurer. Yeah, you cannot see it because you're not in Alpha Adventurer role yet. So, once Keynets sees your app, or one of the other guys on staff, I believe there's a handful of the higher ups, because I'm technically low end of the totem pole. But once the lads that are higher up the totem pole catch your app and get you approved and turn your name magenta, you'll just see you're gonna get a ping. So whenever Keys invites a new wave of people, he pings everybody that just got the role and welcomes you. He's just like, hey guys, welcome to the Alpha Adventurer role. He gives you kind of a TLDR of, roughly where we are in the dev cycle right now. And realistically, sets the expectations moving forward. So he's great like that. And at that point, you should be able to check the pinned message to see the follow-up application, and that's the one that's going to ask you for your Ascension account name, because what we have to do is we have to actually flag your Ascension account on the launcher in order to go ahead and get access to this, because there's a few back-end things and so forth. So once your account is flagged, then you can download and you can get in immediately. But yeah, no, back to you writing keys. You'll have to have a chit-chat with Keynets himself, so go ahead and shoot him a DM. I don't know what he is currently working on, but I do know he is online right now and working on something. I think I have an idea as to what he's working on, and if it is that, I can't really divulge what that is. But just understand, it is a new area that is currently being worked on. You'll be holding your thumbs for getting alpha access when the next recruitment is. Absolutely. So, typically, it's been... Now, bear in mind, this is an average, right? Usually, on Fridays, it's been shown historically, on Fridays of every week has been when we've done a new wave of invites to get people into the alpha role specifically. And then, of course, again, once you're in the alpha role, that is when you will be able to apply to get into the pre-alpha, which is where you'll see me and the other members of the Cosmic Flock and so forth. You'll see the other staff. You'll be able to actually, get your hands dirty and explore Gielinor from this new perspective completely. Every hardcore Iron Man and Iron Ore shall perish until Fritz and you have seen the promised land. I'm still cracking up that y'all are basically doing ritualistic sacrifices of hardcore Iron Man. Oh no. The beta for this is gonna go so hard. Legitimately speaking. So beta phase, this is, now understand that what I'm about to say is purely speculative. But beta, I'm wholeheartedly expecting it to be the complete open world. And by that, I mean literally everything, right? I'm expecting alpha, all phases of our alpha, to be work in progress. Where the beta, I feel, will come in is going to be when the world is completely constructed and the NPCs all functional, every quest you know, may or may not be functional, but the world is populated with all of the mobs and NPCs necessary in order to realistically play the game at its fullest, right? Now, and then of course, obviously, all of these all of these skills being available. Making every quest, and that honestly, that actually is the big time sink. So, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you guys. That is genuinely what is consuming a large portion of the dev time right now, is making the quests functional. Because we want to ensure that all steps of the quests work, and not only that, you know, questing here works differently than it does on Old School, because, you know, on Old School, I'll give you a prime example, right? I'm working on Dragon Slayer. I will do Dragon Slayer live on stream, so that way y'all can see it firsthand, but, Dragon Slayer, we've all done it, right? You can skip steps. You can just literally get all of the items that you need preemptively, and then just zip on through with not a care in the world, right? You don't even have to talk to the Oracle on Ice Mountain if you just have the Unfired Bowl, the Sheet of Silk, what is it? Sheet of Silk, Unfired Bowl, Wizard's Mind Bomb, and, shit, what was the third item? Or the other item? Let me see. Wizard's Mind Bomb, a Sheet of Silk, oh, Lobby Cage. Yeah, Lobby Cage, that's what it was. And then an Unfired Bowl, right? Like, you could literally just grab all of those items up and not even have to consider, you know, not even have to think about talking to the Oracle. You could just skip her altogether. And to be fair, it's, you know, it's kind of sad, but it is what it is, right? So one of the things to note is we're wanting players to experience all of the steps, right? And because it works like World of Warcraft, you gotta do each step properly. So I had to go talk to the Oracle in order to advance the quest so that I could fetch those items, right? If I skipped talking to her and went to the door, it wouldn't respond because of the checks and balances that are in play. So, you know, we want players to be able to come here as both WoW veterans and RuneScape newbies, as well as RuneScape veterans and maybe... Oh my god, a blood rune? Fucking huge, let's go. Good drop. It's not really worth... A single blood rune isn't really worth a whole hell of a lot to me, but, you know, I'll take it. That's like actually a really low drop rate on a Mossy. I will gladly take that trade all day. But yeah, every quest will be functional, and all of the NPCs are all going to have different, you know, appropriate dialogues and such. Doobie is working on a lot, because you have to bear in mind, he's one of our guys that's on staff, and not only is he working on World of RuneScape here, but he's also working on Conquest of Azeroth, which is another Project Ascension server. So, you know, I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. That guy is another mad lad. Now, I'm not gonna say that he may or may not show favoritism, because, let's be real, if you've watched any of McDoubles' content here on YouTube, you know he always uses, you know, RuneScape remixes and such in all of his videos. The guy loves RuneScape, and let's be honest, who the hell doesn't, right? So he may or may not show a little bit of favoritism to ensuring that World of RuneScape comes out and is as clean as it can be. Uh-oh. Server restart. No, I'm in the middle of... Damn it. No! Keys! Keys, why? Keys, what have you done? Oh, man. So, not entirely. So, McDoubles, if you've seen his videos, right, you've seen that he was working on Black Knight Fortress. Like, he did pretty much all of Black Knight Fortress, and I believe he also did pretty much the entirety of Dragon Slayer solo, if I'm not mistaken. He'll correct me if I'm wrong, honestly. But he also not only does quests, but he is doing NPCs. So he's making sure that NPCs look as they should, as close to their old school counterparts as possible, as well as making sure that their dialogue is both correct from old school RuneScape, but in some cases, we're taking some creative liberties in order to ensure that they fit what is World of RuneScape. Remember, because our project is not WoW, it's also not specifically, it's not a one-for-one of old school. There are going to be differences, and this is one of the reasons why I encourage people that when y'all do get in to be able to play, make sure you read what the Gielinor guide on Tutorial Island has to say. Don't just zip on, past his dialogue options. Also, yes, this is also one of my characters. This is my shit poster. Correct, it is exactly that. Like, it is still meant to be World of RuneScape, it's supposed to be RuneScape in WoW. And we're trying to maintain the integrity of that, but there's going to definitely be differences scattered about. Oh, dude. Shit. I need to eat. Oh no, oh no, 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 no. Okay. That's why I hate server resets, man. Oh, I almost got cooked, dude. I would have lost my blood rune, would have lost all my gear, and 20k. I'm still kind of broke, because 20k ain't much, but damn. That would have sucked. So, yeah, actually, that's a very valid point you bring up. So, cutscenes are going to not be... So I'll give you a prime example. Actually, I don't even have to really give you an example. You can honestly watch the McDoubles video on the Black Knight's Fortress. So, the Black Knight's Fortress was effectively redone from the ground up. Obviously, you can't watch the cutscene when you're spying on through the hole in the wall. You can't spy on the witch, the Black Knight captain, and all of those guys, right? And the goblin, about their plans for their great secret weapon that'll destroy the White Knights of Falador order once and for all. And how the last thing they need is just a cabbage from a round drainer. So, you cannot really get that cutscene due to the limitations of the engine, because again, yeah, that would require machinima effectively in order to get implemented. So, insofar as I'm aware, I don't really know of any of the lads on staff that do machinima type work, but hey, that would be something maybe down the line. But yeah, instead what we have is you physically go into the location where the witch, the goblin, and the captain, the Black Knight captain, are all having their meeting. And you can physically, interact with them and talk to them, and they think you're just a lowly guard, and they tell you to fetch, some water and add it to the cauldron, all while they themselves are discussing the super weapon, and how, a cabbage that's not from Drainer could potentially ruin the super weapon. So, you're still getting the same information and experience that you would from old school. It's just delivered in a different format, if that makes sense, right? Exactly. You're playing it out from this perspective instead of simply watching a cutscene because you're playing the fly on the wall. And to me personally, I think that's kind of fucking cool. I think it's neat that rather than having that information spoon-fed to me through a cutscene, I have to physically do things to, you know, push the narrative forward. So in a sense, it's a little bit more engaging, and I like that. I really do. I genuinely enjoy the engagement there. Yeah, and you're exactly right on that front. Like, quests are going to take longer to implement fully because, you know, there's a lot of dialogue and there's quite a few cutscenes that have quite a few quests that have cutscenes attached to them. And so because of that, yeah, it is a very tall order, but it's one that the team is avidly, you know, chomping at the bit to get banged out and get into a good state for everybody to enjoy. So, my god. Am I not hitting this dude? Also, he is rocking me right now. He is absolutely destroying me. What is going on? I'm getting destroyed. Also, my hit splats are gone. Yeah, no, my hit splats are gone. Keys. Whatever keys did, it changed things. Things are different. My hit splats are gone. Pre-alpha, baby. Yes, sir. There are bugs. Dude, I am absolutely just chugging through all of my cake on this one giant. Alright, so I'm not going to be finishing this Slayer task anytime soon while this is going on. I'm getting the hell out of here. I'm going to try and kill this guy, and then we're going to just bugger off and go do something different. Maybe I'll just go do some skilling, man. Yeah, no. I'm out. I'm out. Monsters are literally hitting with 100% accuracy right now. Something got busted. Everything is hitting. Alright. Yeah, we're not doing combat right now. We are definitely not doing combat. Alright, let me... Is Keys... I'm looking to see if Keys is on the Discord. Infinite run energy? Oh yeah. We borked, boys. We are absolutely borked right now. Welp. No, absolutely not. I'm not trying to drop all of my stuff, so I'm just gonna get the hell out of combat stuff. Whew. So again, this is one of the other things, right? Is I want to stress to folks that when you do get in here to this alpha, into the pre-alpha stage... Wait, does this mean that my prayer is infinite as well? It is. Okay, we have it. Okay. We have infinite prayer, we have infinite run. Something big definitely broke. Yeah. Need something? This is not optimal, lads. Yeah, I'm gonna go mining for now, I think. Need to get my skilling up any dang ways. That's the lad right there, by the way. That's Jarts. He's the guy that has the highest fletching right now in the game. That man's been going ham. A rune full helm for 49k? Yikes. That's more than the high alch value. Yeah, no, we're just gonna go and do some skilling for now. that's what we're gonna do. I need to level up my smithing anyways. Gotta get to where I can make some steel plates that I'll high alch later. Man. That was whew, that was unpleasant. I also have to hit 40 smelting so I could smelt all the gold ore that I've been mining up. And then with that gold ore, I should be able to make, yeah. The chocolate cake does exist and does heal more, absolutely. So regular cake heals for 4, chocolate cake heals for 5. Because one of the recent changes was originally, and this was definitely working not as intended, but if you were thieving the bakery stalls, you were thieving whole chocolate cakes when you're supposed to only be able to steal a slice. So that's actually something that's come up quite a lot. And that's also a twofold problem. Number one, it's an engine thing, right? We don't really have... Like, we could do it for the trees, and technically, we can do it for the ore as well. However, the number of players that we're going to have, it's going to be problematic very fast. Trust, when we open the floodgates, right? When we open the floodgates and get to the alpha step, do you know how many people are going to be down here in the Lummy Swamp mining node area trying to get started? Y'all are going to be, like, fighting tooth and claw, ready to club the hell out of one another with your mining picks instead of hitting the rocks, if we were to implement that. Are you actually gonna do an OSAT? Are you straight up gonna do an OSAT? You're a mad lad. Are you and Fritz in cahoots on doing OSAT runs right now? Y'all are absolute mad lads. If you do OSAT on here, I'm gonna keep it a buck, dude. Oh my god, yeah, especially here. Oh, this guy's one quest ahead of me. I still need to do Shield of Erev, but I gotta wait for my husband to be on at the same time so he and I can bang that out together. Mage Arena, I'm not looking forward to doing, mostly because I have to train my magic up extensively. Don't tempt you? Yeah. Man, if you do, man, all the power to you, brother, but... Oof. So... this is all custom. So this right here that you're looking at, I believe I explained this in prior streams, but this is reputations. So all of your skills, these are, each and every one of these is a reputation. So there's an attack reputation, a strength reputation, HP reputation. These are all reputations. Who do you have to kiss for access? So, if you've already gotten your app submitted and everything's squared away, then several people in the higher-ups, you know, have been trying to get folks in, right? So, Keys, again, Keys is always working, like, every day. You have to kiss several people to sign you up. We shall see. Again, make sure that you've got your apps squared away. I can try and see if I can poke Boss Man and, you know, get some more folks in here, right? I mean, I'm not going to say no to seeing more folks here in the Cosmic Flock, personally. So that way it's easier for y'all to be able to reach out to me and, you know, get any help if need be. Oh, okay. Yeah, so if you notice, see how this is linked to the U key from WoW? This is reputation. Every single skill in the game is a reputation. That's how this was implemented. Then quest points, Slayer points, and your Slayer task streak, these are all currency. Now, the coding for this, basically, if you're familiar and remember the Badge of Justice currency, basically that's what quest points are, right? Or sorry, no, Slayer points are that. Whereas quest points are a unique currency, but basically they all function the same, as if they were like Badge of Justice type currencies. Your skills, each and every single one of these is reputation. So as you are gaining reputation, aka experience, from doing activities in the game, and you achieve a new reputation rank, that's how we're tracking your stats, is through reputation. And then here, your character sheet, this is all custom elements that are being done. Obviously not the titles. You know what, I'm tempted. Can I make an equipment? This has me curious. Will it allow me to do this?
How are you?
Let me just grab this. Okay. I want to test this. This is something that I'm going to test live for y'all. Oh, nope. That function is disabled. Okay. The equipment manager does not function. Alas. Not that big of a deal, honestly. It would be out of touch with RuneScape's value anyways. But, your character sheet, right? Now, unlike WoW, where you could equip a ranged weapon and melee weapons, you cannot do that here, because again, we want this to be staying true to RuneScape's values and how things operate there. So that works the same. However, this is unique to WORS. This is unique. Leather gloves and vambraces. Now, those of y'all that play RuneScape, you know that that's just free stats. That's free defensive stats. That's big. And it's also, you know, technically ranged offensive stat as well. But the fact that we can equip both of those at the same time, that's pretty big. As there shouldn't be any shoulders slot. Tabards are in the game. The only tabard that's in the game, however, is just guild tabard. Ring slots work exactly as they should. There's been some chatter amongst some of the lads. I cannot say. Also, this was one of your other questions. So yes, chocolate cake is in the game. You can have your cake, and you can eat it too. But yeah, no, I just lost my train of thought. I'm sorry, I'm terrible at that. Brain fart, come on, I've got this. I believe in me. I believe in the y'all that believes in me, that believes in you guys. Something of some lads. Well, that's not very helpful. I call everybody lad. No. Oh, that's right, I remember. Okay, so trinkets, right? I remember now. It was literally this. So, you know, World of WarCraft, we have trinkets. Now, obviously, RuneScape, there's no trinkets. One of the conversations that's going on amongst several of the lads in the alpha stage here is, I'll give you an example. The Bone Crusher, right? The Bone Crusher item. Now, obviously, the Bone Crusher item, if you have it in your backpack, so it consumes up an entire inventory slot, so it brings you down to 28 or 27 to 28 slots available. But the Bone Crusher automatically, you know, buries, it automatically destroys the bones and gives you the prayer XP anytime you go to loot them, right? So if you're farming, if you're like grinding on dragons, green dragons in the wildy, or farming hillies or mossies, right? The Bone Crusher is going to be exponentially helpful because you're not having to pick up the bone and, you know, right click, pick up the bone, right click, bury the bone. You don't have to do that. The Bone Crusher will automatically handle that. So one of the topics for discussion has been, could we possibly allow things like that are basically a what's the word? A vestigial benefit, right? Like the Bone Crusher. It's not really helping combat. It's not really doing anything of that sort. It's just kind of a convenience, for lack of, you know, verbiage here. Could we potentially put that in the trinket slots? That is a topic of discussion that has actually become a hot topic. So we shall see. You know, maybe. A hard maybe is what I'll say. And if that does happen, that's huge, because then again, you know, you'll be adventuring with a very handy thing, the Bone Crusher, hanging out here on your character. However, much like everything, it will be lost on death. So that's one of the things, is it's also kind of a little bit of a coding thing. We want to make sure that if you have it equipped, it functions like everything else would, that you just lose it all. So, but it's definitely a good topic for discussion. Personally, I'm in support of it. I would love to see that. But I cannot speak for everyone, right? I just saw Romeo zipping, man. He was running.
How are you?
Okay, now I have to know. All right. I don't even think I want to do thieving right now. With all of the NPCs having like 100% accuracy in combat. Also, my frame rate. Frame rate's looking a little grim. So there are some add-ons that are core, right? Like this one here, the Ace 3. There's some add-ons that are core and proprietary, so they are required to play. There is a list, so once you get access to the game via the pre-alpha channels, and you get that role, there is a list of add-ons that are currently functional that you can make use of here on WORS. And that list is dynamic and will continue to evolve as more and more add-ons get turned into having the compatibility to be used here. As a rule of thumb, you know, this project is constructed using the 335A Wrath of the Lich King framework, which again, as I've mentioned in prior streams, is the most commonly emulated and disseminated core that's ever existed for World of Warcraft. Pretty much every major private server utilizes that as the basis for all of their work. Ooh, sweet. Uncut sapphire. Very nice. Yeah, it's absolutely been fully decoded. Like, every encounter is fully scripted. It is completely and utterly nabbed. What kind? Brother, a potato could probably play this. Again, this is built in Wrath of the Lich King, which, full disclosure, is back from 2009 to 2011. Back when I was, like, in college. So, realistically speaking, if you could play this with like a Pentium 4 computer, all right? If you have a computer from, I would say, anything newer than 18 years. So if you have a computer that you could legally date, congratulations, you can play this. So this is actually custom. Again, a lot of this is custom. This is part of... I showcased it. I showed it a little sec here. Let me open it back. So, here we go. This right here is proprietary. This is absolutely required. This you'll not have access to, because these two are developer tools, so obviously these will not be pertinent to the general player base. This is what enables this add-on is for, you know, utilizing all of the music for World of RuneScape. So this is how we're able to get the RuneScape soundtrack here. This is basically, this is like Atlas loot. So this is a custom-made Atlas loot. Dagsvik is one of the lads. He is hell-bent on making really nice add-ons. I believe Dags also did this as well. So this basically is, here we go. Let me scoot it over here. If you've used the RuneLite plugin, he basically made the RuneLite plugin for EXP tracking. I'll just scoot that over here. There you go. This one I personally just use because it's currently disabled, sadly. I would like for them to add it, because people that shoot me a message, a whisper in-game, then, yeah, this just kind of gives it so that it pops up like an instant messenger. I'm actually going to poke the lads to see if we can get that. This is a proprietary piece as well. This is what gives us, again, all of the icons from Old School is because of this. This is a custom add-on that enables us to have the old school icons. So those things are proprietary and are automatically downloaded when you download the game. And you're not able to turn them off, because if you turn those off, the game will not function. So that's why they're disabled like that. Oh yeah, no, there's a lot of stuff. But that's all behind the scenes. Like, when you download and start playing, you wouldn't even know. But, again, there are things that I know that, and I've seen, that I'm not at liberty to discuss because it's not public information, right? But just know that there's a ton of work that's being done to be able to bring this project to life and open it so that way all of y'all are going to be able to enjoy this. Like this icon right here, right? So like this is the default WoW cursor, but then the second I go to mouse over, right? So that change, that is part of that library of icons. The same thing goes if I mouse over the tree, that could be cut. So if I mouse over that tree there. And the other thing too, right? If you notice how it turns, like for some reason it doesn't work on mining, which is kind of peculiar. But I'm too far away from that tree, right? But if I walk closer to it, you'll notice, and this is something that I think they might do for all of the skilling bits, but look, now I'm in range. I can chop the tree. Too far away, I can chop the tree. So there's little things like that that are being implemented. Fishing, I don't know if it does the same. Although it's kind of, yeah, it does. It does. It turns gray, see? The fish is blue, and now it's gray. That one's very subtle. Mining, unfortunately, because the fact of mining, basically, you have to look. Do you see how the haft of the mining pick? You see how the haft of the mining pick is grayed out? But then when I'm in range, it turns brown. Like, it's very subtle. So that one's unfortunately kind of hard to tell. But yeah, you could see, like, the haft of the icon for the mining pick should be brown when you're close enough to be able to do it. It's just little things like that. No, like, it functions. It's just the fact that the color, right? Like, I'm close enough to this, and it's brown. I'm close enough to that. Actually, I'm not. Oh, my inventory's full. Huh. Is run energy still infinite? It is. Okay, fine. I don't encourage this, but I am going to take advantage of full run energy so I can, you know. Crafting blows without the bank. You know, true. Very true.
You need something?
I don't know too many people that unironically enjoy, cracking away. Look, man, I I want them to fix this. I do. I'm just like genuinely perturbed at the fact that we gotta deal with all this for now. It is what it is. Sucks that I'm having to deal with it while I'm live for you guys. Because I wanted to bang out this Slayer task and then, you know, show off other things. But hey. You know, if Keys gave me a temp ban for doing this, understandable, man. Absolutely understandable. Then I get demoted. I'm removed from the wiki team and, you know. 71 fletching. That guy's a maniac. What is he even able to get at that? Let me see. Oh, he can do U-longs now. That's what he's working on. Can almost smell those magic short bows, man. He's hell-bent. He's absolutely hell-bent on getting to magic short bow. Yeah, no. Sadly, that's not a priority. But getting the music in is, which is funny. A lot of it comes down to... I don't know if any of y'all have actually messed with the, like, the Warcraft 3 or StarCraft map editor software. But, fun fact, you know, WoW works kind of similarly in how that works with how you have a map painter. And so, effectively, right, so obviously I'm here in Barbarian Village. So what would happen is you would have to paint an area, kind of like you would on like Photoshop and stuff like that. So we would have to draw like a square or a rectangle selector tool to basically get everything from here around, right? All of this area. And then we add a trigger to it that states when player if player, you know, is present in this location, then it plays the barbarianism theme for Barb Village, right? And that's kind of how that operates. For now, right, it's not really a focal point, but that is something that can be done. So that's basically, if you've ever noticed too, the same thing happens when you're playing World of WarCraft actual. And you know, you go to certain areas, you expect certain music to play. And that's actually how that operates behind the scenes. I personally am not a dev from, you know, the coding side of things, but the joke is I know how things work because I pay attention and I've been studying this kind of stuff for, like, well, Jesus, forever. Yeah, it's just a matter of painting the regions. When did I first play? I played World of Warcraft when I was in high school, way back during the closed beta. So back in that time frame, World of Warcraft was very roughshod, and it was actually built in the Warcraft 3 engine originally during that era. Rogues had the ability to equip shields, but they were called bucklers. They were a smaller shield that rogues could... Yeah, so basically before vanilla. And then, as far as RuneScape is concerned, I played RuneScape towards the ass end of Classic, so RS1. I made my account back then, and I basically, you know, got to play that for maybe a month or so before RS2 released. So basically, I've played since, realistically speaking, I say I've been playing since the beginning of RS2, because I didn't really get to do much in RS1, because I kind of came in during the end of RS1's lifespan. There we go. Now we've got the Barbarian Village theme playing. Let's go. Oh, you first started playing back in RS2 as well? Damn, see, yeah. You know, there's admittedly a part of me that I know it was kind of a weird era, but I low-key consider it kind of like a golden age of RS2, where it was still a browser game, and it was all about the Java scripts. And so people were using, you know, the like :wave, :flash2, you know, all of these commands to make their text flashy, wave, wiggle, rainbow colored. And it was a wild time. And, you know, everybody would be, if you were trying to do trades, you would always be in the West Varick Bank, and chat was just flying, and everybody was trying to do all the flashiest things, so you would see their text first, or it would stick out amidst the sea of people trying to do merch, and people trying to, well, trimming armor, and doubling your GP, and, you know, yeah. I still remember all of those commands, man. Like, that's just kind of hard etched into my brain. I'll give you an example too. Like, remember how I was saying how Doobie worked on a lot of the NPCs? So like all of the barbarians here, this was actually one that he worked on quite extensively. Like, he made all of the barbarians, and he tried his best to make them look as close to their in-game Old School RuneScape counterparts. Right? I'm kind of partial to this Chad right here. Bronan the Barbarian with the big battle axe. Kind of partial to this one. So, like, a lot of work has gone into trying to recreate the models that we're familiar with, but utilizing the assets that WoW has. And that's what's been fun for me, because I have a very good eye for looking at the old school models of RuneScape and being like, okay, this would translate as this particular model from WoW. You know, I mean, one of the things was an NPC in the region that Keys had me help consult him on. I'm being vague on purpose because I don't know if he wants me to talk about that area or not yet. So, you know, apologies in advance. I'm not going to give specifics, but this NPC had, you know, these NPCs were all flying and they had little details about them. And so Keys has an idea with his vision of how he would like to do it, and it would be easier his way, admittedly, yes, because it's very much so just a plug and play type scenario of minimizing the amount of dev work that goes in on them. However, if potentially down the line, and again, this is not a focal point by any means, but down the line, I would love to see a kit bash where we're taking certain assets of certain character models and custom tailoring them to look like their old school RuneScape counterpart. Again, I'm sorry that I'm having to be so vague with y'all. I would love to just tell you outright exactly what it is I'm talking about, but like I said, I don't know if I'm actually at liberty to be able to fully divulge the you know, the area in question and the NPCs. But you know, I propose those ideas, and several people like the ideas, but that doesn't mean that they'll come to fruition, right? I'm just but one dude that, you know, is trying to help as much as I can where I can. And I'm an ideas guy, right? Where I'm a doer is obviously in my former MOS with medical and stuff, but I'm mostly an ideas guy and marketing and stuff. I'm pretty decent at those types of things. So, we all have our role to play on the teams. So I'm also trying to not overstep my boundaries, you know, because I do have a lot of respect for the other team members and everybody that's put their heart and soul into this project. So I didn't want to step on any toes, you know? I'm just, again, I cannot overstate the fact. I'm just honored that I have the privilege of being able to partake in helping make this project come out as best as it possibly can. You know, that's something wild to me, because I've also done QA stuff and a lot of bug testing for other servers for Project Ascension. I did quite a bit of testing for the Conquest of Azeroth server. So I've been working, you know, with the staff there to try and get that also in an operational state. So I have some experience with dealing with the Ascension team, but they're not the same as the World of RuneScape team. They are completely separate. It's just under the umbrella of Project Ascension at large. And you know, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I love the Project Ascension lads, but they don't have the same drive and passion behind them as the team here on World of RuneScape, on WORS. The guys here just kick it up to the next level, in my opinion. And that's like disregarding my personal bias for the fact that I'm on this team, but just, yeah. No, of course. And that's one of the things, too. I'm, you know, very happy that he's... there was an embargo for a while, and it was like... This particular testing phase was when the embargo was lifted. So this particular testing phase, Keynets said, we can make videos, we can stream... all of that stuff. We can basically make media to help promote the project now, because he feels that it's, you know, at a stable enough state that it can be shown off, right? So that way people can look at it and see the sheer scope of the world at large, and also the amount of work that's been put into it thus far, and what is to come still, because there's so much that's in the pipeline, man. Like, I genuinely wish that I could tell y'all the stuff that I've seen and the stuff that I'm working on.
Well met.
Sir Ottoman's here. There's actually a guy that's... there's a Zamorak lad and a Sir Ottoman lad. I'm surprised we don't yet have a lad that's in that guild named Guthix yet. Kind of surprised, not gonna lie. I just hope that he doesn't pay any attention to my cape. That's all. Genuinely hope that Sir Ottoman doesn't pay any mind to this cape. Disregard that. He doesn't see that. As long as he doesn't see that, we're good. We're fine. Everything is fine.
You need something?
I don't need it. I don't need it. I need it. Yeah. Honestly, that was how I felt when I first... So, I'm gonna keep it a buck still with y'all. That's just how I am. I actually applied. So, generally, no. The range is far enough that it should not be clickable from the ground. However, I'm actually going to go test something really quick, because this was something that someone bug reported. And so I want to see if it is fixed or not. So, obviously, the agility course here in Lumbridge. There's the plank. I can't reach that, right? So that one's fine. Most of them are fine. However, there was someone that reported that they were able to click the plank here at the end of the course for Al-Kharid. So I need to be sure that it's been fixed. That it cannot be clicked anymore. Because that was something that was going on. Someone tested this. They were able to click this. Yeah. So obviously I can't show yous right now because things are kind of broken. But agility does affect your stamina, your energy regen for run at speed. So exactly as it does on RuneScape, right? The higher your agility, the faster your run energy is going to regen. I'm wondering if agility training is even worth doing right now, because I don't know if we're going to be getting XP for this or not. But we can find out. I'll do a lap. I'll do a couple laps just to see. This was also a big change, by the way. So originally, the rope was like here on this plank attached to the house, and it shot over to this plank over here on this house. And so you really had to struggle because you had to jump over the ropes here. They would obstruct you. Like here, I'll actually do this. This would happen. So you would have to jump over the ropes individually. And this part would be problematic. Oh, absolutely. I 100% agree. Like, I much prefer this because this not only is, in my opinion, more fun than just clicking on little tight ropes and whatnots, but it's also a little bit better for skill expression because you can, you can cut corners on some agility courses. So oh, agility's broken right now. So we can't train it. You know what? I think Keys actually did this purposefully. Yeah, I'm fairly certain he turned them off because
the fact that we have unlimited run energy would equate to people being able to just zip along and fill up their agility training, so... Smart thinking, Keys. Very good. Genuinely was concerned if that was something people might try. And that's the thing, right? We have had some bad apples. I'm not gonna say, like, who or anything, but we have had some bad apples that are partaking in this closed alpha.
Hello.
And this pre-alpha rather, and they are abusing bugs and not reporting them.
Hail. Outstanding.
So we have had people that were doing that, and it's sad because honestly, all of this is going to get wiped. All of your progress in that is going to get wiped, so that way we have a clean slate for when we go into the next stage of the alpha, which could be open alpha. We'll see. Or at the very least, a closed alpha that will be more. Yeah, so typically, again, this is historically speaking, from the time that I've been involved with this project, it's usually been on Fridays that Keys has thrown more invites out. I'm sure y'all may notice this up in the sky. I'm gonna go to Karamja real quick, so y'all can see. I have a theory as to what the hell is going on here, but I can't confirm it. So we're gonna take a little trip over to Karamja real quick.
Hey there.
But do y'all see that? Is that a familiar face up there? So, I have a theory, and my theory is that because Deathwing has, you know, a body that showcases some injuries to it, much like Elvarg should, that we're using Deathwing for Elvarg. And that is the Isle of Crandor, right over there. So there you go. Elvarg just kind of hanging out, chilling, flying around, thwarting some plans, maybe. Not targetable, just a non-interactable object of Deathwing, but that's the ideation, right? So this is going to be Elvarg, and obviously I can click on over there. You know, we've got the skeletons, and then where the mossy boys at? Let me zoom into first-person mode. The mossies are up there. Oh, absolutely. So, I can see, again, I'm here on Karamja. Off in the distance there, that is, you know, Witch Haven. We've got Camelot. I don't think... Well, maybe. I might be able to see Camelot. I would, but this screenshot's already been taken. Trust. I've already submitted quite a few screenshots for that contest. Yeah, no, someone actually already got the screenshot for here. That someone was me, by the way. I already took this screenshot. I took this screenshot with Elvarg up here, and it was me. It was me, Austin. It was me all along. Yeah, no, I already did this. I already took the screening. I wanted to show you all that. I was just like, that's, you know, because I have the view distance, like currently, this, now bear in mind that this is just for the sake of, this is just for the sake of the screenshot contest, but Keynets turned our view distance maximum to ludicrously far. So that's the reason why we can see so far away for right now, is he did that. Also, I don't know if I showed this to you guys, but up here on the Karamja volcano, remember how we were discussing the dungeoneering system? Check out what I found. Look at this. Hey, look at that. You see here at the bottom right? Karamja Chasm. This is a future dungeon that's going to be planned. So, this will be one of those dungeons that you're going to gather your party together and go in and explore. Technically I did, but I don't have the dungeoneering to enter it. Keys put that up there. I suppose I could technically say that I think the Falador Stockades is almost ready to ship. Also, unlike World of WarCraft, we can swim in the lava. Because, you know, we're built differently here in Gielinor. This is nice. This is fine. Everything is fine. This is quite cozy, in fact. Delightful, even. I mean, you could see from up here. This is the other thing. I wanted to come up to like a good vantage point. Let me... Can I glitch hop up here? Let's find out. We're going to do a little bit of exploring, lads. Nope. Alright, see if I can come up from this angle, maybe? I want to climb up to the top of the volcano real quick. I want to get a good vantage point. All my many years of playing World of Warcraft are paying off right now for knowing how to explore and reach, like, out-of-bounds places. So I think the other day when I was streaming, I also showed you all the, I also reported it, the terrain that was bugging on the White Wolf Mountain, where you were able to safe spot. So, I believe that has been remedied. Let me up. Where's the spot? There's a sweet spot I gotta hit. Okay, and then, come on. Hit the sweet spot again. It's like right here. There's like a little pixel spot you can clip to. Might actually be because I have the sprint turned on, maybe. But, yeah, no. You can see for like miles up here. Just kind of turning around. Just to take it all in, you know? Like, the world of Gielinor, as you know it, is much, much, much larger in scope. And the fact that you can see it from this perspective is incredible to me. Like, way over there. Let's go into first-person mode. Like, that's the Wizard's Tower, way over there. Right?
You've got Falador right over here. This is the little peninsula where the hobgoblins and that are. That's Melzar's Maze. So there's the peninsula with the hobgoblins. Isle of Crandor with Elvarg. Like, you would never see the world from this perspective. And that, to me, is just fucking amazing. The world that you know and are, probably intimately familiar with from playing RuneScape from this perspective is just so fucking cool. And if you think otherwise, well, you have the right to your incorrect opinion. You are absolutely have that right. Let's head on back to Port Sarim. I gotta deposit. Hell yeah, Sea Shanty 2. Let's go. Greatest track of all time. Absolutely love Sea Shanty 2. This track is goated. I don't know any other track that is as iconic as this. The timing too, as I'm headed back to Port Sarim. Sometimes, lads, sometimes the music lines up appropriately. Most of the time it doesn't, but I'm glad when it does. Let's zip on. I'm gonna drop these things off at Draenor and go back to skilling. Yeah, I just wanted to show you Isle of Crandor over there, so you could see Elvarg kind of hanging out. So that, and like I said before, I will absolutely stream all of Dragonslayer. I basically did. Oh, that's Mognite. So, Mognite is the lad who actually got Rocky, the thieving pet. True, yeah, actually, Newbie Melody and Harmony are also incredibly iconic. So Rocky is the raccoon Rocky that you can get from thieving, from pickpocketing and that. This is our first iteration of him, because realistically, WoW doesn't have a trash panda. I mean, they have the playable Pandaren race, but that doesn't really count. But for now, this is our little buddy Rocky, the thieving pet, and Mognite was the first lad on the server to acquire him. He got the server first. Is this all full rune? Yeah, let's go, bud. Yeah, like, I don't mind. He's cute. Ring of Dueling. Mithril Boots. Oh, man's been doing some Slayer. He definitely been doing some Slayer grind. Very nice.
Hey there.
Alrighty, let us throw our recently acquired goodies. God. You know, I might begrudgingly level some, some rune crafting, because no one else is really doing it. We had one guy in the alpha here that was leveling rune crafting, and he quit. So, yeah. We don't really have anyone leveling runecraft. It's just such a drudgery, man. For now, so we do have, down here, we do have the music option. It's just not functional right now. Part of that is, let me go in here again. Part of that is this add-on. It's just functionality and coding, so this is Summit that, you know, is actively being custom tailored, because this add-on does exist for regular WoW. It's just that it is, you know, needs more work so we can make it happen. But yes, more music from Old School will be implemented, and honestly, I look forward to it. And then in time, you know, we'll be able to select the tracks. But again, that's not really a big priority for the time being.
we're mostly focused on trying to get the game operational,
Hello.
you know, so that way everybody can play it. And then those kinds of things are like, I would quantify those as quality of life changes, if anything, right? That's how I would really quantify those. Oh yeah, the goblins are still facelifted. So, don't know what exactly occurred, but their chin, their ears, and their nose are completely MIA. Not entirely sure what happened on the back end to cause that. But again, you know, we're still in the early pre-alpha phase, the pre-playable alpha phase, so it is what it is. Besides, outside of Goblin Slayer, or sorry, not Goblin Slayer, outside of Goblin Diplomacy, who's really out there grinding on goblins, right? So that's actually Summit that I don't know off of the rip. There's talks that we'll probably be seeing the God Armors, but for now, the only thing with the gods is obviously just Mage Arena for now. So as far as seeing like Bandos, Armadil, because obviously, let's be honest, I think all of us want an AGS, right? We all want that Armadil God Sword. So, because AGS spec goes hard as hell. Yeah. Like, I don't know exactly. Full Bandos with AGS, oh my god. Just gonna go and clap. So, yup. So, oh, Fire Cape. We have a placeholder for Fire Cape. At least I think it's gonna be a placeholder. Did I show you guys... Did I show y'all Duriel? I love how you can see Elvarg over Falador. Did I show y'all the Easter egg that was put in the game like last week? I don't know if I did or not. I'll go there. I'll go to Fally anyway and show y'all's. Yeah, I don't recall if I showed you guys or not. So we're just gonna take a short jaunt over to Falador so y'all can see it. So how many of you guys are familiar with Old School RuneScape history and like very large and iconic events that happened due to famous or infamous players? Are y'all familiar with those by chance? The Falador Massacre, that's right. Well, look who we have wandering the streets. We have Duriel 33, Falador Murderer. And that is because if you remember, he had the Abyssal Whip, right? Sees him, yeah. He was wearing a green party hat, fire cape, he had the Abyssal Whip going on. You know, like if you could probably remember all of the gear that he had, but this right now is what we're using for fire cape for now. I would love to see if it's possible to get the the graphic effect of the lava that exists in World of Warcraft as a mesh, right? And then apply that to a cape object. So we would want to take... So let me just... You know. So my ideation would be, like, we have this cape model already, right? And then just paint
over top of this model that texture of the lava that would be flowing, so you would see that effect. It would be quite a bit of work, and I do know that, but that is definitely something I would absolutely love to see, and that would be incredible. Correct, yeah, no. We do have the skill capes, right? Like I showed you all that in prior streams, so we have the max capes, you've got your skill capes there, we even have the trimmed oh, and game crashed. Sick. Let me check something real quick, see if there's any updates going on here. Hold fast signs. I gotta respond to some pokes in the Discord in wiki chat here. Okay. We're discussing some of the changes on if the Slayer monster or the Slayer tasks that get assigned, if they match the weighting that exists on Old School. So, like, if you speak to Turiel, the newbie Slayer master, right? We're trying to make sure that the Slayer tasks that he can assign you, that they should be, you know, very much so weighted the same way as they would be for that NPC, like a 1-to-1 ratio. So also, I love the fact that we have the RuneScape main theme for this. This theme just goes so hard. For so many of us. I love it. I love it so much. Honestly, yeah. You know what? I would... The default login theme is probably the most iconic RuneScape track of all time. Everyone knows this. Right? You gotta give props. Like, the lads at Jagex who composed the soundtracks for... Yeah, Sea Shanty 2. Let's keep it a buck, man. Sea Shanty 2 will all... I don't know many people that don't know Sea Shanty 2. Sea Shanty 2, Newbie Melody, Harmony, and the actual login screen. I think it was just called, like, Scape Main, I think it was called, or something, are absolutely, hands down, some of the most iconic themes, like, ever. Oh, absolutely. Harmony is definitely on that list. So unfortunately, no combat today, at least not while Keys is working on whatever he's working on right now. Which is a shame, because honestly, I want to finish this Slayer task of Mossies. Hey! The Barbarian Village theme is actually playing while I'm here in Barbarian Village. That's a step in the right direction. Today will be a slightly shorter stream than I've done in the past few iterations, because I do have some things I do have to work. Zezima does have an NPC in the game, but he's on Tutorial Island.
Hypothetically speaking, because the view distance is so far, I might be able to finesse it if I go to the wizard tower. We'll see. Because he's actually located where, the very end of Tutorial Island, where you speak to the mage who teleports you to the mainland. And he teaches you the home teleport for Lummy. Well, see, no, at this point you got me curious. So this is also for me now. Zezima the goat, yep. The first man to max his account. And he is appropriately maxed combat level too, by the way. So yeah, I'm gonna zip over to Wizard Tower here, and we'll see if we can scope him out from the shore. Because Tutorial Island is just over here. Like, you can see it plain as day now. Let's see. Bigger. Alright, so that's where you spawn at in Tutorial Island. Then over here is learning to cook, and there's the church for prayer. So in order to see him, I would oh, damn. No, see, I would have to go out here into southern Alcara Desert, because right here, that's where you get to the end of Tutorial Island. So I would have to come around, go to past Calphite Lair, and see if I can scope in. Time to swim? Well, unfortunately about that, we have invisible barriers. No swimming. Because remember, the citizens of Gielinor are incapable of swimming. Oh, since I'm here, and I can actually show this off, so y'all know how clue scrolls work, right? And they can be sometimes a bit of a pain. Look at that. All of the clue scrolls dig sites are marked. No more having to make sure that you're like pixel perfect with your spade and trying to dig. If you're like, you know, this square or whatever have you. You just dig. Also, the holes are very friendly here. Greetings. Well, hello to you too, random dig site. Top of the iron into you, wee dig hole. Absolutely. Yeah, that hole's a cutie. 10 out of 10. Would dig. Good lord. I'll take things that'll be clipped out of context for 500. Onward and upward, well, onward and northward, back up to, speaking of digging, picking at some coal. Jack, clip that. I just need 2 more levels, man. Just 2 more levels of smithing, and then I can start smelting gold. Because I have a decent... I don't have a ton of gold, but I have a decent amount. But, no, I do have some other things I do have to get working on this afternoon, so... I'm streaming because y'all, you know, we're looking forward to spending time and hanging and seeing yet more stuff. Unfortunately, I am sad that combat is out of commission for the time being because of... Yeah. we we are in fact doing mining, the best skill. Everyone knows that. Oh, absolutely. No. Like I said, I'm just glad that I'm able to share this all with you, is because for a good long while, you know, there was an embargo that we weren't allowed to share anything of the work in progress stuff, right? So it was all really just kind of hush hush, and the only person that was actually allowed to post was Doobie, or McDoubles, right? And he basically did that just because, you know, he was one of the first staff members, aside from obviously Keynets himself and his personally selected retinue of guys. So, you know, things are a bit different now, and honestly, seeing the amount of work that's already coming in, and like I said, level 3 skillers, now's the time to level Slayer. Oh, good lord, no, don't do that. Wait, he's saying that experience points are bugged. That can't be right, can it? If experience points are bugged and we're not getting actual XP, I'm at 2504. So on the next coal I pick up, that should change, right? Wait. Huh? No, that's working. 2504. Okay. No, that is working. I thought for a second that was... Wait, did that take experience away? The next level should have been 2504. Oh no. Okay. It should have went under. No, it did. 2504 minus. Okay, no, I'm. My brain frazzled for a minute there. I'm not gonna lie. I actually got it. Yeah, no, it's working. Okay. Skilling is working, it's just combat. Everything combat is currently out of commission for now. Which again, it's unfortunate, because I wanted to do more combat today. Specifically, I want to level up my Slayer, because I need to farm, I believe Cockatrice is the one, Cockatrice or Pyre Fiends, which I can actually do now. These guys should have mithril, or no, sorry, they should have steel boots. I think I'm only wearing iron boots right now. So, I want to get my increased metal boots on, so that way I can actually get a wee bit better melee stats. Ultimately, though, I am going to have to spend a lot of dosh and level up magic. I'm not looking forward to it. Unless I level up my... If I level up my thieving to at least 70, then I can just spend several hours pickpocketing paladins, and paladins will give me a decent amount of raw GP, but most importantly, they'll give chaos runes. They drop like 2 chaos runes at a time. So they're definitely worth. Ranged is still working. Really? I just used 20 fire strikes at Calphite Guardian. His HP went from 100% to 100%. Yikes. Apparently ranged combat is working, but magic and melee are screwed. Ranged mage, ranged main superiority striking once again. Man, that's messed up. Yeah, no, don't. I'm with Fusion on that. Don't waste your materials and such because. Yeah, Keynets right now is actually at work, at his full-time job. So we should be getting a reset from Doobie, aka McDoubles. So I'm definitely expecting the server to go down for a while, and when that happens, that might be when I cut stream, just because at that point I'm not really able to do a whole hell of a lot outside of skilling, and most of that is I'm trying to get my smithing up so that way I can start working on crafting, because I want to try and get it to where I can make Amulet of Power, right? I want to make Amulet of Power, and eventually I would love to make an Amulet of Glory, because right now Amulet of Glory is the most powerful piece that we have in the necklace slot. And then at some point, I'm going to try and make up some snakeskin gear for when I do decide to train ranged. Definitely looking forward to that, because I think snakeskin boots might actually be best in slot. I think it's best in slot even for melee. Unless we can. If we can do split bark, then that would be pretty good, but I don't know if we have access to the area for me to craft that stuff. Blue dragons are in the game, however, they're not readily accessible, and that's the reason why Blue D-Hide isn't available, and then the same goes for here in Herblore. We cannot make weapon poison, right? Because we have Quarm, but we do not have the ability to grind up the blue dragon skills to make the weapon poison for now. So it's kind of just a wait and see. It's so true, yeah. Like I said, the people who composed... Wait, the lads are saying that Doobie's supposed to do a restart? Let me have a look-see. Let me alt-tab right quick to check the Discord, see what the hell's going on here. There we go, there's the restart. I'm looking now to see what announcements are going on right now. Let's see. Okay, yeah, no, it does seem the server is actually down for a little bit while things are getting remedied. So I guess we're going to have to actually cut here, as opposed to later on. Oh, absolutely. I'm definitely... So that's one of the things. I'm not exclusively going to stream when there's new things to show. I'll just stream just to, you know, carry on and share stuff with y'all, period. But definitely whenever anything new comes out and I catch wind of it, if it's within my wheelhouse, aka if I have the combat level and gear to be able to do it, I'm absolutely going to show that and go on stream. What I would really like, this might be a bit of a tall order, but we do weekly tests of, well, not necessarily every week, but it's been every week for the past couple of weeks now. Tests for King Black Dragon and the Calphite Queen to make sure that their attacks are functioning as they should be, and in the case of Calphite Queen, that she is actually doing her transformation as she's meant to do. So, you know, we've been doing a few tests here and there on that, and I would definitely like to show that to you guys, because I don't think any of the other lads who also
stream or make videos and like, I don't think any of them have actually showed the Calphite Queen or the King Black Dragon as of yet, to my knowledge. I could be mistaken. I do have to scope the media share channel in the Discord. So, and as a reminder, yes, for those of y'all that may be tuning in for the first time and coming in here, below this stream you'll see there are some links in the video information. The second link is my husband and I's personal community server where we just kind of hang out, you know, kick it with folks, shoot the shit, game. So if you want to be part of the Cosmic Flock community, you are more than welcome. However, for those of y'all that are interested in being able to join this community here, the World of RuneScape, and being able to get your, you know, mitts on the world of Gielinor, but through the lens of World of WarCraft, by all means, go ahead, get in on that Discord, join the community, make sure you submit your application so that way you can try and get into the Alpha Adventurer role. And once you are accepted in that Alpha role, you will receive a ping for that role in some new channels that you're going to have access to. But that said, what with the server being down, my intent of being able to stream kind of just went out the window. So I am going to unfortunately have to call it here for y'all lads. So, as always, I want y'all to do your best out there to try and stay happy, stay healthy, stay hydrated, and wash your damn hands, you filthy animals. And until next time, this is the Doctor signing off. Y'all stay awesome. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.